Hello students, in this video lecture class, we will discuss working principle of a synchronous motor. In previous video class, we have learned two types of supply is given to the synchronous motor, both AC and DC. Three-phase AC supply, that is alternating supply, is given to the stator winding, that is armature winding, and field is excited by the constant DC supply. Here I have drawn two diagrams. The first diagram, when you give three-phase AC supply means here I will draw the waveform diagram of a single phase. Means when three-phase supply is given in the stator winding, then its quantity, voltage and current quantity, it changes alternately. Means it changes with respect to time. Okay. I repeat, when you give three-phase AC supply to the armature winding, which one is consisted by the stator of a synchronous motor, then rotating magnetic field is created. Okay, means which is alternating in nature. So poles are created in the stator winding. Here, which one I have drawn? Let this type of synchronous motor is of salient pole type. Means, and here I take two pole on the rotor, and in synchronous machine same number of rotor pole as same number of stator poles are there. So when you give three-phase AC supply to the stator winding, suppose in the first half cycle, suppose 0 to T time, then this became a north pole and this became a south pole of a stator winding. Again I repeat, this became a north pole and this acts as a south pole in the first half cycle when you give AC supply and rotating field is created. Okay. Now, at the same time, if you give DC supply, when you give AC supply to the stator winding, at the same time when you give DC supply to the rotor winding, then this pole acts as north pole and this as a south pole. DC supply means with respect to time, the magnitude is constant. The voltage magnitude is constant. It doesn't changes alternately. It doesn't changes with respect to time. It is constant. Okay. So when the field which one is created by the stator, it rotates synchronously. Let it in clockwise direction in the stator with a frequency of f hertz. At that instant, when you excite the field winding, then it creates this pole as a north pole, it as a south pole, but it doesn't rotate because it is a constant with frequency 0 hertz. It doesn't rotate. When in the first half cycle, this one is north pole and this one is also north pole. This is the north pole of the stator, this is the north pole of the rotor. If the same pole, rotor and stator poles, they face towards each other, then they repelled to each other. Okay, if their similar poles are faced towards each other, then they repelled. Now, the rotating revolving magnetic field, it synchronously rotates. And these two stator and rotor pole are placed to each other, towards each other. So, this stator pole and this rotor pole are repelled to each other. So that the the direction of rotor here, but it not completely rotate due to the inertia. It not completely rotate, just it pulsate. But and this direction, this rotate line, suppose this is the axis of the stator pole or rotating magnetic field. Let it be A and B. Come to the second case. On the next half cycle, means let T1 to T2 on the negative half cycle. On the negative half cycle, the stator it changes the position. Stator not changes because it is stationary, but rotating magnetic field changes its position, so that this pole, this point, it acts as a south pole and this one acts as a north pole. And the DC pole are as usual, it is stationary. So in this condition, as the north pole, they face the south pole of a stator, the north pole of rotor face the south pole of a stator, and south pole of a rotor face the north pole of a stator. They tries to move with the same direction, that is the clockwise direction of a rotating magnetic field. So the rotor, it pulsates or it tends to move in clockwise direction. But both in positive half cycle and negative half cycle, the rotor doesn't rotate synchronously, it just pulsates in one direction in one half cycle, then another direction in next negative half cycle. So that synchronous motor is not self-starting motor. We have to make self-starting. Two type of arrangement are required. One is prime mover method, and another is damper winding method. So first let us discuss prime mover method. So in prime mover method, what happens? A prime mover is connected in this direction. I connect the prime mover. Okay. A prime mover is connected with the rotor. Suppose here a prime mover, that may be a turbine or some suppose this is a prime mover. I connect here one prime mover, that may be a turbine with maybe water type turbine or maybe steam turbine, or by means of some other DC motors. We give mechanical speed to the rotor. So in prime mover method, what happens? The rotor is given by three-phase supply. Three-phase supply is given to the stator. So rotating magnetic field is created. So that rotating magnetic field is created in this stator part. And at the same time, rotor, the unexcited rotor, is driven by the prime mover. This is the prime mover with the same speed as that of the rotating magnetic field. Again I repeat, initially the rotor is unexcited, means no current is flowing through this rotor part. Okay, you give three-phase AC supply to the armature winding, so that rotating magnetic field is created in this armature winding, which rotate synchronously in the stator. And the unexcited rotor is driven by the prime mover with the same speed of the rotating magnetic field of the stator. That means synchronously. When it achieves the speed of this rotating magnetic field, at that time DC supply is given to the rotor in such a way that in such a way that the polarity of stator pole and rotor pole are opposite to each other, so that they are attracts to each other and magnetically locking. And after that, the prime mover is removed. Once they magnetically locked with each other, the motor now rotates with a synchronous speed and made any mechanical load driven by a synchronous speed. Next is the damper winding method. Next is the damper winding method. In this diagram, I will explain how in damper winding method the motor is driven by with a synchronous speed. In damper winding method, the pole face of rotor consists of damper windings, and they are short circuited by a copper bars. Again I repeat, in case of damper winding method or squirrel cage method, damper bar or damper winding method. Okay, the pole faces, here only I use the two pole, many numbers of pole may be present, and here the pole face of rotor, it consists of damper windings. These damper windings are shorted by a copper bar to create a squirrel cage. It looks like a squirrel cage induction motor. Then three-phase, initially the rotor is unexcited. It means no current is flowing through the rotor winding, that is the field winding. It means field current is 0 now. At starting, you give three-phase AC supply to the stator. Three-phase AC supply to the stator. To the stator means to the armature winding, so that rotating magnetic field is created. Suppose, as in case of synchronous machine, same number of stator and rotor poles are there. Let this one acts as a north pole, this one acts as a south pole, and they rotate synchronously in this stator. Okay, and it induces current in the damper winding. So it acts like a squirrel cage induction motor, and it also rotate synchronously, not synchronously but less than synchronous speed, called as the relative speed, that is synchronous speed minus speed of the rotor. Okay, let ns is the synchronous speed, nr is the relative speed, and ns is the rotor speed. So when you give AC supply, three-phase AC supply to the stator, rotating magnetic field is created in the stator, which induces current in the damper winding, which tends to move the rotor with a speed slightly little bit less than synchronous speed, and it acts like a induction motor. Now you excite the rotor, means field winding. Now you excite the field winding in such a way that the rotor pole and stator pole are, this SR and NR is the south pole of the rotor, north pole of the rotor. So you now, when the rotor moves with the relative speed in clockwise direction with this rotating magnetic field, at that instant, means when it is nearly reaches the synchronous speed, at that instant you excite the field winding, and in such a way that you excite the north pole other, they are magnetically locked. When they magnetically locked, at that time, as the damper windings they are shorted, they do not cut the magnetic line of fluxes, so that it lose that synchronous induction motor characteristics. Now it acts as a synchronous motor and rotate by the magnetic locking of the rotor pole and stator pole. They rotate synchronously and they are able to meet any of the mechanical load which operate under synchronous speed or constant speed. So in this way, students, the synchronous motor are started. Actually, initially the synchronous motor is not self-static motor. So in this way, you drive the synchronous machine as a synchronous motor to make any mechanical load rotate at a synchronous speed. But student, here you know that the field is excited on that instant when the north pole and south pole, or north pole of the rotor and south pole of the stator, are opposite to each other. Otherwise, there is a heavy mechanical shock. If the north pole and north pole comes in the same phase, then you achieve a heavy mechanical shock. So here there is a stator. Different type of synchronous motor stator are used, which helps to match the polarity, opposite polarity of the stator and rotor. To check the polarity of stator and rotor pole are opposite or not, during